Hello my friends, welcome to another edition of Walking with J.Beau. Feeling a little under the weather today, which is very unusual for me. I'm going to take a slow pace, do 5 miles today or so. Don't know how talkative I'll be, and I have the camera mounted on my head so I don't have to carry it. So you will see what I see. And you can't tell looking through a camera. Well, maybe you can because of the haze. It's pretty muggy today. Very warm today. It's not miserably hot, but it's warm. Absolutely. Feels like it's 85, 86. Not near 100 like last week. So I stayed up kind of late last night watching the Senate vote on the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, and started getting tired, so I said, well, the hell with this, I'll go to sleep. By the time I wake up, they will have voted, and you know, no, wake up this morning, no vote yet, they're still talking. So they started talking about this bill on Friday, and today is Tuesday. I mean, in the Senate sessions. And then they had a 24-hour plus straight vote-a-rama. Now, the amendments proposed, I'm going to save the third one that irritated me the most. I'll save that for third. The first one I want to talk about is the amendment removing, I'm not happy about this one. The parliamentarian removed the provision in there that would have halted the ban of suppressors, silencers for firearms, as well as short barrel firearms. So the parliamentarian in the Senate removed those by declaring that they were not budget line items, and thusly required 60 votes, which of course they weren't going to get. So there's a couple other ones they did that too. Really no big deal in the overall things as far as the agenda. We'll see what the House does right now, because it did pass in the Senate finally. And I'm going to hang a left here today. So it did pass in the Senate early this morning, as Trump was giving a press conference at Alligator Alcatraz in Florida. The facility that has been put together to hold temporarily illegals that have been rounded up, the dangerous ones. It's built on an existing concrete foundation in Florida in the Everglades. So this facility is up, it's ready to go. The activist judges have been put aside, and mass deportations are going to begin now. So Ron DeSantis was there with Trump in Florida talking about it and explaining how they're going to do it, why they did this. And the big beautiful bill is going to be the money they need to do everything, which is what we voted for. So that should be really interesting. Where this is located, there's really no way to escape. It's full of alligators. It's a very formidable area. And we're going to have the worst criminals and drug dealers, illegals, gang members, things like that, rounded up, detained there, put on planes, and flown home. So that's what's going on with that. Now, the part I was talking about, that an amendment that I'm very disappointed, was there were objections, and they got enough Republican senators to vote in favor of the amendment, which was to ban the banning of Medicaid for illegals. One of the biggest expenses this country is spending billions of dollars on is free medical care for illegals in all 50 states pretty much at this point. And the big beautiful bill would have removed paying for that. Well, the Democrats introduced an amendment, and you had some rhino Republicans sign on to it. So now we do not have that provision to remove paying for health insurance for illegals. So, what does this mean? Well, my suggestion, and it seems to be the suggestion of a lot of other people, is okay, we know which illegals are on welfare and Medicaid. Now, with the court injunctions out of the way, we can just start rounding up the people that are sucking on tax dollars, that are illegals. I mean, we know where they live, right? Be easy to find. We're ramping up deportations. And maybe we should thank the Democrats for introducing that bill, because now we know where they live and where we can go pick them up. So I think we're going to be forced to save money and reducing our debt and government expenditures by removing the people we're giving money to, so we don't have to give them money anymore. I think that's what they're going to do. And you know, you got to adapt and overcome, and we're going to be forced to do it that way. Well, that's the way we'll do it. So it'll take longer, it'll take more effort than just telling people you can't get this anymore. But it'll be two birds with one stone. And they're really advertising people to self-deport right now, because how it's going to work is, if you self-deport, you will be allowed to come back legally. We want people to come here legally, okay? Everybody's in agreement with that. Problem is, all these people came in illegally, Many of them are criminals, and there's reasons why. There's reasons why they came in illegally to begin with, because they couldn't come in legally, because they're criminals, and they know they're criminals. Many of them are coming here to do drugs, sell drugs, I mean, deal drugs, arms, human trafficking. And it really bothers me that the media and the Democrats have buried their head in the sand and ignored all the trafficking that's been going on. Over 300,000 children. Some have been found, but many have not been, and they probably won't be. They ended up on the dark web, getting raped on camera. That makes me very angry. It's one of the reasons why I hate Democrats so much. If they really cared, they would say, yes, we have a problem, we need to work together and fix it. Immigration is a big problem and a priority topic, even with Democrat voters. So why are the Democrats just completely ignoring it? That's because their big billionaire donors want open borders. The same globalists that are ruining Europe. Same people. So Trump is a fly in their ointment, and that's the truth of it. So we're going to buckle down now. I mean, geez, the friggin' handcuffs are off now, literally. Trump administration is free to have at it at this point. And they will. You're going to see a lot of stuff happen very quickly. Not that things haven't happened quickly already, they have, but there won't be anybody obstructing it. There are going to be individual cases now in the states where they have a grievance, and there'll be no more national blocking. Right. So I always take a look over my shoulder after I walk by somebody. Just a habit, good habit to have, actually. Trust no one. I hate being like that, but I think everybody has seen too much at this point. So this is going to be a fun ride to, excuse me, a fun ride to watch everything that's going to be going down. You're going to see detention centers all across the country in red states. Blue states aren't going to want to do it. But ICE will be operating in those states, and if those detention centers pretty much become self-operating, you know, we're going to have added ICE agents and money. So this bill has enough money to get the job done. With the 4 years that Trump has anyway. Which again is why it was really important to get this out of the way early in his administration. Now we're only 6 months in and we get the ball rolling when it's already been rolling. Now there's no stopping the ball. So good days coming, my friends. Now the Democrats, through this entire weekend up until today, and they're still doing it, is lying about the debt ceiling. They're lying about more spending. They're lying about people dying because hospitals will be closed. There's provisions in there to keep certain hospitals open in certain areas that need it. Waste, fraud, and abuse searching has been picking up. DOJ made an announcement yesterday. Hope you caught it. They have filed charges against several professional caregivers, doctors mainly, ripping off Medicare. They've been charged. They're going to be charged. They're going to have to go to court and defend fraud, felony charges. I saw one where it was a psychiatrist who was prescribing and ordering skin grafts for patients that had medical issues that have nothing to do with psychiatry. And he was double billing. So these poor people trust the doctor. They have mental health issues, and they get sent by this guy to get a skin graft for some reason, cover a tattoo or whatever the reasoning is. I didn't get all the details on that. I'm just guessing, just giving you an example. And this guy was double billing. I mean, it's truly unbelievable. Anyway, they're all getting prosecuted. They can't hide the paperwork when people start looking for it. And there's going to be a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse caught. An end put to it. That's going to add up, save a lot of money. A lot of these NGOs, non-government organizations, have had their funds cut off. That's what USAID money was. That all lost in their court cases. Trump has the authority to do that. Right now, there's almost a dozen court wins for Trump. And it's called winning, folks. Downside is, someday there'll be a Democrat president, because that's the laws of inevitability. And they're going to have the same system, and they're going to abuse it. They're going to write executive orders to ban firearms, stuff like that. Hi.
What's up, brother?
How you doing? So we are going to have a hell of a time coming up sometime in the future. Hopefully the next president will be J.D. Vance or Ron DeSantis. Personally, I'd like to see J.D. Vance with Marco Rubio as vice president. Would really like to see that. But Ron DeSantis would be okay. Not fully sold on him yet. I think he works well for Florida, but when he starts going national and he needs more money, he seems to be a little more wishy-washy with the more money he needs. Meaning donors give him money. Now, if he was going to be the main candidate and the only one, he would get a lot of donations and he wouldn't have to choose subpar funding from people that want favors. But the point is, that's one thing I like about Trump, is he isn't bought. I'm not even sure J.D. Vance wouldn't be bought yet. So that's the nature of politics. So anyway, that Senate vote for the one big beautiful bill was 50 votes to 50 votes, with 3 Republicans voting against it. 3. Tillis from North Carolina, who's resigning, he's stepping down. And Susan Collins here in Maine, of course. And Rand Paul. So, not happy about that. I've always liked Rand Paul. Let's get the wrong take on this one. I'm going to walk down this way. A lot of traffic today. Walk down a little bit, wait for a place to cross rather than standing there on the corner waiting. See how much easier that was? So anyway, very surprised at Rand Paul for that. The drugstore. Everybody wants to get their drugs. Everybody wants to get their drugs. There's some friggin' cars everywhere. Good day, my friends. It's a good day. Now this bill is going to go to the House, and I was watching some of the live House committee debate on the bill. Now it's a lot easier in the House with the lower chamber because there's 218 Republicans, and you need 214, I believe, on board, because all the Democrats are going to vote. It should be 212, I think. Only got 6 seats to play with, but it'll be easier this time around because most of what they first voted for is still there. There hasn't been too many changes made, so they're not going to be happy with the welfare for illegals, the Medicaid. That is one of the biggest items that cost us the most money every year. Illegals should just not be getting health care. They're not citizens. They should self-deport and then come back and do it legally. Then they would be entitled to it. So the work requirements are still in it, so that's good. That'll be beneficial, absolutely. And so we got that to look forward to. This is going to be very interesting. There are some threats of thunderstorms. Don't know if one will spring up while we're walking. My app says that it'll be later this evening, but I think we'll just be finishing up the walk if I time this correctly. Wanted to get this done before that happens. So far so good. Been a pretty nice summer so far. Weather's been pretty decent, except for the weekends. We've only had like 2 weekends with good weather since March, seems like. July 4th looks good weather-wise here. Pretty sky. That ain't bad. Get a good look at it down here, I think. I am sweating profusely, if you were wondering. Very muggy. Very, very muggy. Go walk up here. All the ball games I played here over the years. Got some girls down there. Looks like they're gonna have soccer practice or something. Lacrosse. Looks like young girls, 8, 9. Beautiful sky. So I'm going to walk down here. So I found out a little more about this wall. It's actually a company here in Maine that prefabs these, and they are actually weather resistant. So I was concerned about road salt eating these up. I don't think that's going to happen with these. So that's good. I mean, it looks nice. I like it. church bells are ringing. I'm glad the sun's not completely out today. I don't have to roast. Oh, somebody's got a swimming pool. Good day for that. These are new sidewalks. You know what sucks? There's going to be a day that comes where I'm not going to be able to walk anymore like this. I'm not going to be happy about it, but I know it's coming. I'll have to walk shorter distances. Woe is me. What the hell kind of plant is that? Looks like the kind of plant that should have teeth. Yep. That kid was humming on an electric scooter. It's like, damn, kid, slow down. So that sign here says parking, obviously. Kids are not here right now. Most of them aren't. I don't know how many stay here for the summer. Walk down this way. Neighborhood's changed a lot. They usually do. There's walk through this neighborhood all the time, at least once a week, sometimes twice or more. Across the street, we'll get a chance. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going where I feel like going. And one of those big plants. What the hell those are? They're huge among us. Whew. Hi. Mitchell House on the Bates College campus. There's a nice looking church. A chapel, excuse me. It says 1913 on the corner. Ooh, back of my neck is wet. Now, when I was a kid, this building wasn't here. It used to be a field. It was a field up until a few years ago. Looks like they're pouring some concrete there. They get a mixer. And also have a little roof propped up. Working on something there. Cross the street over here because it'll actually be easier to cross the street up ahead, and I got to be on the other side anyway. Bates College Pond there. That's the one where we came here one time and we were watching osprey circling over the pond, diving in for fish. Students stock it with goldfish and catfish. There's also crayfish in it, or crawdads. A lot of snails, bugs, and with the bugs you get a lot of ducks, and the ducks eating the weeds, the ones that are good for them to eat anyway. See a lot of pussy willows there. It's very nice. We're not going to stop by there today to look at that because I don't want to stop walking today. I got a good sweat going, it's hot. If I stop walking, I'm not going to feel like starting up again. And I have to, so. I have no idea how I have not gotten sweat in my eyeballs yet. There's still time. Just hit 3 miles. Left up ahead. I don't want to hear all the traffic today. Took a little side street up yonder. Hang a left by the store. up here. It's the Olin Art Center. It's where they have art classes. That's the one I told you guys about a while back last year, where I was 14 years old and peeped in the window, and there was a nude female model standing there in front of the classroom. They were all painting her. Okay, well, this is different. Today is July 1st, by the way. A good July 4th coming up. It's going to be nice this weekend. I got that knot in the muscle in my lower back, but it's not as bad as it was the other day. But it's still not enjoyable.
Don't even bother coming back.
Looks like somebody having domestic troubles. A lot of people have domestic troubles, seems like. Prius here, or Prius, makes no noise whatsoever when it's running electric. Down this way, we're going to cut across. It is warm and steamy right now, and I'm sure it feels nicer than it does than you guys down south, where it's a lot more humid, but it's warm. Dew point today is probably about 67, 66, and the humidity, yeah, I'm guessing between 40 and 60. I don't think the air is overly saturated. I'll live, in other words. $20.25. Somebody graduated. Destiny. We've got Trump flags over here. Sweat running down my face. Sweaty, sweaty, sweaty. Run. At 3.5 miles now. Another 1.5 miles or 2. Closer to 2. Not for you guys. Whew. Tough walking today. I can just imagine running. A lot of people are out making themselves healthy. A very good idea. Oh, we'll cut across over here. Across the street. Look both ways. Holy Hannah, it's warm. Somebody's got some wheels out here. Edward Little High School graduate. Home of an EL graduate. The reason why I'm walking, even though it's warm, is when you walk at night, it's a different time period in the evening. It just feels like there's not enough time afterwards to make something to eat and, you know, take a shower, whatever else, before it gets late. Started walking today at 5, a little bit past 5. So, plus I'll get the walk in before the storms, because it doesn't even look like there's any immediately upon us. I'm sure they're brewing though. Maine's just like everywhere else when it's muggy. Late afternoon, early evening, get thunderstorms. Thermal updrafts and all that stuff. I'm catching a little breeze. Oh, that feels good. Oh, man. Starting to get thirsty too. I drank a nice container of liquid before the walk, which I'm glad I did. Not something I do in the winter time. Yep, so looks like the Trump agenda is going to be just fine. And like I've said before, even if something should happen to Trump, whether it's a stroke, heart attack, he dies, assassination, J.D. Vance will make a good president. He's very smart and he's got his head on straight. And a lot of the work is done with regard to legislation. There's going to be small bills coming up. Win some, we'll lose some maybe. But still got the trans agenda and other things. Just hit 4 miles. We'll see if a house we pass up ahead here, where I have gotten water cooler jugs on trash day. People have their trash out here. It's Tuesday. So if they get something out there, I'll grab it. Not seeing anything. Nope, doesn't look like it. Not today. Cross over here. Now they put a We the People flag out here instead of the Trump one. Somewhere between here and just up ahead Battery is going to quit. We're getting there. To be honest with you, I think I enjoy walking in the cold more than the heat. At least when it's cold, you can put layers of clothing on. You can dress for it. When it's warm, you could be stripped naked and you're still going to overheat. That's probably why I like Maine. When it comes down to it. If I was living in Missouri right now, I'd be miserable. It'd be miserable. Miserable. See what I did there? I think I'll change the battery because I know it's going to quit. Be right back, folks. All right, we're going again. Trampoline over there with netting around it. Finally got some sweat in my eye. Both at the same time, unfortunately. There we go, it's clearing up. Stings. Heard some noise in my ear. I was pocket dialing. I heard beep, boop, beep, 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 boop. Well, it is a nice day today. It's just hot. Not the best walking day for me. Definitely would have preferred walking at night. But like I said, it's been running too late at night. Gets dark here at 9 o'clock in the evening. Get back from walking, it's 10:30, quarter of 11. You know what I mean? So, decided to suck it up. Go for a walk in the heat. And while I'm enjoying the nice day, I'm not enjoying the heat. It'd be much better with drier air. That dead gopher there is going to start stinking, if not already. I gotta watch out here. All that stuff they put on the side here, washed out with the rain. Looks like the kind of house you'd see in a horror movie. Movies like Don't Go in the House. There's another one, Don't Go in the Basement. Another one, Don't Go in the Woods. Should just come out with one that says Don't Go Anywhere. Then they'll come out with one that says, don't stay in your own house. Whew. Heat's starting to get to me. Starting to feel the effects of it. We'll be coming up on 5 miles shortly. Definitely getting close to quitting time on the walking. Don't see any deer today. Just a squirrel. When I get home, the AC is on. The AC is on about 71 right now, which is going to feel ice cold when I walk in. And I'm going to strip down to my skivvies. I'll take a shower. I like to take a hot shower. And it feels nice when you get out. And I earned my shower today. It's the best part of the walk when you're almost done. Mentally, anyway. See, my arm is soaked. Black. Black. Cut across here. Oop, sorry, squirrel. Made the squirrel jump. Well, it's been a little while since I've gotten a tick on me. Had one on me last week. I was really surprised. I don't know where I picked it up from. I wasn't out in the woods. I must have just brushed something on the side of the road. It was starting to roost into my armpit. It didn't have much life left in it. It was pretty slow and weak, but it sure latched onto my skin and didn't want to let go. But I pulled him off and put it in the sink, squished it until it popped. I got a hard armor shell. They're not easy to kill. No. So that makes about six ticks on me this year. Last year I only had about 2, maybe 3. One of them found a roost. And the 2 years before that didn't really have any. So they definitely had a bumper crop this year. Not a fan. I am not a fan of ticks. Whew. My shirt is soaked. I'll wind things up with you up ahead here. I still got a ways to go, not far. Far enough. Another mile or so. Oh, the sky is starting to look ominous down that way. All these bugs buzzing around my face because of my sweat. They want the salt. Damn things. So the sky looks nice down this way, but over to the left, which is the north, it's starting to get a little dark. We'll see it when we get around past this house here and this big tree. We're gonna get past the big tree. Yep. We'll get a good view over this way. Yep, look at that. That's north. Now there's something coming down from northwest and northwest. Something's brewing there. Probably another half hour to an hour or less. I'll check the radar app when my walk's over with in a few minutes. I'm going to sign off with you right about now. I want to thank you very much for walking with me today. Click like and subscribe. Share the content. Hope you enjoyed the walks this past week and the conversation. Again, we got the one big beautiful bill passed in the Senate. Big hurdle. Now it goes on to the House. Hopefully it'll get finished by July 4th. Not so sure that'll happen. Got a lot more grandstanding in Congress. Not everybody in Congress likes Trump. The ones that do like Trump aren't going to like some of the stuff that's in the bill. They're not going to like some of the stuff the Senate took out. And that's the way of democracy, folks. So until the next walk, my friends. Bye-bye. See you on the next walk. Have a good night. And God bless you and your family. Say a prayer for Trump and the country, and for the one big beautiful bill to pass in the House before July 4th. See you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.